Hello, everybody. So exciting.
Good morning.
Good morning and good evening, depending on where you're watching from, which you should definitely tell us in the chat right now. I'm Anya with Restream, and today with me is Charles. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Very, very good and very excited because this stream is going to be about a lot of cool new things that we shipped to Studio. So I cannot wait to share all these new updates and cannot wait to see the questions that we will be answering today. For those who are new to Restream live show, which is now regular and weekly, every Wednesday, I'm Anya. I'm Director of Product Marketing here at Restream, and Charles is our lead video producer. So we know a thing or two about video, and we are hoping to share our knowledge with you so you could also host live streams about anything you want to talk about. So without spending too much time on introductions, we also invite you to subscribe to our channel. If you're watching on YouTube, we are trying to get to this 100,000 subscribers. That apparently gives you a pretty button that apparently will look pretty on my background. So help us out. If you're watching somewhere else, please like, share, or comment, because it also helps us to get this stream and this content to more people.
Comment and it helps us feel good too.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll look at the chat. Yeah. So I think while we're on the topic of comments, we are super, super excited to share that this is one of our core updates today. So we invite you to let us know in the chat where you're watching from or what kind of content you're streaming. But now, here we go.
Wow, look at that.
This is our new chat overlay. We literally just released it just a few days ago, and the magic of this look is that it is now fully customizable. We are going to show you a few things, a little demo, live demo, and a little pre-recorded demo as well. We are super excited to show how much customization and how much creativity now your chat
involves. I'm highlighting Birmingham.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry.
No, that's great. That's great. We are going to call out some of these comments for sure. But this is basically, this is what changed. Our chat overlay used to be only on one side, and it used to have dark background and only one style. Now there is basically endless opportunity to express yourself and let your audience express themselves on your stream, directly on your screen. And this is what we will be talking about. So I guess we will start with Charles setting up the scene and taking it away.
Setting up. Make your on-screen chat look amazing with Restream's new chat overlay. Engaging with your audience is a huge part of any stream, and it's what separates live streaming from uploading. With a chat overlay, your audience feels in real time a part of the show, and being able to customize and design that chat keeps it readable and makes it all your own. So here are the main things that you need to know. Okay, so I can still pull up each comment at the bottom the way that we do with Q&A questions, but for lively banter, the show on stream option is great. Now, hovering over the chat for more options, I'll turn on demo mode so that we can see how it will look when we're live. And I can turn on overlay mode, like this. Maybe I want to drag the chat over here. I just drag and drop. And of course I can resize it. All right, let's go nuts and pull up the advanced options. There are a bunch of familiar themes to choose from. Let's see. All right. Now I'm going to make the background completely transparent here. Make the text maybe a little bigger. And I want it to pop in from the top. So maybe I'll move it like this. There we go. Nice. Customizable chat overlays match your stream's vibe, pull from your multi-stream platforms, and spark more comments to help the algorithm push your stream further without any plugins or hassle. It's good stuff. Give it a go and let us know what you think. Cheers.
You
totally threw me. You were like, we're going to throw it to Charles. I was like, what? Sorry.
Right? Someone said something about how meta that is of us.
I
love.
Now I look exactly the same.
Exactly. I love it. Someone said, I think it was Romario. Yeah, he said, this is so meta of you guys. And the reason why I want to bring up a few comments right now is because I want to show you that while you're running this beautiful chat overlay, you can actually still highlight your comments if you want to make somebody stand out. So check this out. So here's, our audience checking in. Hi, everyone. Let's go. This is Romario again. There's a question about, can you live stream from iPhone 16 Max? Yes, you can. It's just going to be through your browser, but it's an option. And then there are a few comments that are coming from LinkedIn as well. Sean is saying, awesome new countdown. As always, kudos to Dmitry. There is Birmingham, your comment that you wanted to highlight so badly. You were like pointing at it. Love the updates.
I like Birmingham. It's a nice
I know,
place.
it's awesome.
Oh, look, not Phil Sledge. Hey, not Phil Sledge. I've made a short with one of your comments. I don't know did I drop that yet? I can't remember. I dropped it, but yeah.
But if you didn't, we'll drop it today or sometime very soon. Watching from Portugal, hello, Kate. She is our product manager, and she is one of the people behind this new chat overlay. So thank you, Kate, for this really beautiful update. Grant from Restream, he's our mod today in YouTube, says, hi, chat overlay looks so good. Thank
Grant
you.
is a superstar.
So yeah, if you have questions to our support team, these are the superheroes behind the scenes, 24/7, responding to any questions and issues you have. They can troubleshoot, test, check your stream out if you are doing this for the first time. So definitely use them whenever you can. Rick Costa is checking in, saying very good. Apparently, Not Phil Sledge is also from UK, Lincolnshire. It's wet. Love it.
Nice sausages.
Nice sausages. Here is some rainbow unicorns. That's a cool update. Charles looks awesome. Very true. Always, always. My fellow Finn-loving friends. Fish Fam Link. Are we Finn-loving friends?
I love all things Finn. Both the people and the fishy flippers.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick is saying, I cannot wait to try this. We are about to actually demo it like pretty wildly. And there are a few questions that I definitely want to address. So there is one from Reluctant Creators. It might be worth having something that warns the user about contrast ratios and accessibility font sizes. We do it for websites, but I think broadcasting should also take no time. So in terms of like what you can see in preview, we do have a little demo chat, just kind of like Charles showed earlier, and we will play with settings a little bit in just a second, just in real time live with your actual chat, which is currently right here. There are a lot of different settings in terms of size, opacity, font, themes. There are a lot of different things that we'll be showing you. So you can definitely find something that works for your audience and for your kind of like backgrounds. So not to worry.
You know what? I'm going to jot down a note to talk about safe zones, because as a former broadcaster, safe areas were very important, and the size and length and time of text on screen was very strictly controlled in the UK. But I think safe areas might be a nice little thought. A
little conversation for sure. So here's one thing that I did. As you see, like right now, the chat overlay is kind of like colliding with the comment. But if I bring it up a little bit, just like this, I see that now my lower third does not interact with the chat. So that's something that we were able to discover right now because of how we're highlighting. And this is super, super cool. I love to see, of course, some extra love for our new chat. That's really awesome. I cannot wait to try this. This will be a game changer for us from Beat Boys. Thank you, guys. This has been really long time coming, and we're so happy to finally ship it. This is iteration 1, kind of first version. We continue to add more themes and more different graphics for that, so different fonts, different sizes, as we are iterating and improving it. But this is already out for everybody, live on all channels, all regions, and free.
Are you going to demo some of those themes?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I know. I just want to make sure we highlight these comments. There's a great question from Not Phil Sledge. Will this be live on vertical? Not yet. Right now, the portrait mode does not necessarily have the good recovery.
Sorry, I dropped my notepad, and I've got to have a notepad.
Yeah, it was like, what fell? But yes, it is coming on vertical as well, just not today, but very, very soon. Nice work. I love how international the team is. Thank you so much. This is wonderful. And I'm going to do my live stream tomorrow, and I might try this. You should. It looks really good. All right, let's go ahead.
I would
and
say
show.
have a play with it before you go live. Try the demo mode. Turn on the demo captions, because you get a really good feel for what it's going to look like, because the layout is quite important. Like Anya, you and I were playing with this just before we came on air, and we sort of put it the way that we thought we would want it, and then we were like, hang on, that doesn't look good, and so we settled with putting it in the middle, which I love. I think that's fun. Yeah,
so this is basically, I'm going to just start a little bit and show a few things that I think is interesting, and then, over to you, Charles. So one of the key things that you can do here is basically to have chat overlay on or off. So basically have it on the side in this own box, or, and for that, I definitely recommend no opacity, have it on the whole video, right? Like, so everything that's behind it is now fully transparent, which is pretty interesting. But you got to be thoughtful about that.
Yeah, right. There's effectively there's kind of two modes. You can have it as a sort of almost a source, so it reacts to the screen the way that a source might, or you can have it as an overlay. And so there it's sort of becoming like it's like a source, and so it will move the way that, when we move around. But if you do it as an overlay, it will be, it's literally stuck over the top, which means it can interfere with things more easily. So you need to then play with it. I think it's interesting the options like padding and the opacity, as you were playing with.
Yeah, I was going to actually make it a little bit smaller, which is also something. So see, like, it's completely free size and free move. So I'm just going to move it in like the most unhinged way possible. And the padding is basically what creates this additional spacing, I would say, between the lines and like some extra area around it. So you got to like think about it a little bit, because it's going to break the sentences in comments down in a certain way. So if you want them to be kind of like more lengthy, less padding. If you want them to go shorter, then more padding. And
so it's sort of depending on that. That's being affected by the width of how many characters per line, but also that then is in turn affected by how big your characters are, what the size of each character is. So
yes, so that's another setting. Like if you want to go tiny, you can. Like I don't think anyone can read that. I definitely cannot read. Can you read that?
I cannot read that.
So you gotta like figure out like what's your kind of like golden middle. For me, I would probably go somewhere around here. There are also just kind of like standard settings for size. You can have like small, large, and medium, which is kind of preset for you. And there's also a little toggle that allows you to control it, like literally, like by percentage points, right? So something like this. Let us know in the comments, by the way, how does this look? And we had this idea, we didn't use it yet. Tell us what else you want us to do with the chat, and we'll tell you if we can already do it, or if that's going to be a feature request. So just drop in the comments, like, what do you want me to do, or Charles to do? Show more themes, show more fonts, like move it around, make it darker, larger, bigger, put it on top of, someone's face, my face. Or Charles's, let us know so we can actually make it interactive, and so you could actually drive how we play with it. But yeah, the opacity is also something that I think is very interesting, because you can kind of keep it as a little chat box here.
Yeah,
I don't know if I like this look necessarily when it's
a
like
bit more
so
legible.
dark.
Like I can read that a bit better.
I agree because of our background, because it doesn't. But maybe somewhere in the middle.
The contrast is helping my old eyes.
Yeah, I think this is interesting. So definitely background opacity is something to play with, because when it's completely transparent, I think it looks slick, but I agree with you, it's harder to read. When it's completely dark, it looks a little bit kind of like, I don't know, your terminal for coding. But
That's very hip. That's very hip. Can I turn on the demo mode? Can I see what it looks like?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Look. So these are the demo comments. So when you're setting this up, this is what it will look like. And
I think this is still our real comments, though.
Oh, is that our real ones?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's nice that they're all popping in so we can see how it will look. Now I turn demo off.
So this is the demo. Yeah.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, no, those are real.
So if you maybe we're seeing it differently, but yeah, basically when you see Twitch, because we're not live on Twitch, that means that we are using the demo. Right. And if we remove the demo, then those would be the real comments. And there are also a few ways we display the chat, and there were some discussions about it actually. should we show chats from bottom to top or from top to bottom, right? Like the new chat comment, that should it appear on top or should it basically appear and like push the chat up? I'm curious about your opinions on that. First of all, your opinion, Charles, of course, and then folks in the comments, let us know, how would you prefer to see your chats? The new chat on top or the new chat in the bottom? What's your pick?
I was looking at it. I was thinking, for me, it sort of felt like it made more sense for them to appear at the bottom and push them up. But then you made that excellent comment about why you would want them from the top, which was so that you can also have them. You can have things at the bottom, right? You can highlight more comments.
So yeah, the thing is, if I do have the chat overlaid this way, right? Like so, it's fully, kind of like all vertical. Of course, I can always avoid that by making it smaller. But if I want the whole basically column of my chat like this, and let's imagine I'm just going to make a quick, very long caption just for fun. Very long caption and add it here. So if I have something like this, see how that immediately starts interfering. And now like the bottom comments in the bottom are not going to be immediately visible to me. And especially if I, on top of that, have a little ticker, which a lot of people love, then it kind of becomes even more complicated and difficult to actually acknowledge and feel good about being the new comment, right? In this scenario. So that's why I personally have a preference for it to be from bottom to top. So let me actually change it. But I also would say, don't put super long comments, and you can always just make it a little bit smaller.
But this also, it shows the importance of, testing it out, working it out. And also recognizing that these are scene specific. So you might want to have this layout, like so, and then you'll go to another scene where you want to have, captions or graphics and overlays. Then you might want to change the way that this layout is. So it can be scene specific.
Absolutely. I'm going to acknowledge just a few comments, and after that, I would love for you to play with themes because you poked around that stuff a little more, and I would love to demonstrate what we have there going on. But before we go there, Becca is saying, our co-producer Becca is saying, I love all the customization possibilities. Then there is a question about TikTok. Does chat overlay work for TikTok? Yes, it does. It's once you display it on your screen, it's going to show up. However, if your question is, will TikTok comments come into the chat? The answer to that question is unfortunately no, because TikTok currently does not allow us to access and fetch the chat comments through their API. So TikTok comments will not appear here because TikTok doesn't allow that, but your overlay will appear on your screen should you choose to stream on TikTok, if that makes sense. Great accessibility needs from Yoko and Yokoko, actually. And also there is a question, when I did a safe zone layout template, I also included iPhone Zoom to fill in an Android equivalent. Yes, that's actually pretty cool. If you can share with us your template, I would love to have a look and see maybe that's something that we can implement, because it sounds like that's going to be a common theme for some. I love how Sean is checking in to say that he loves it bottom up. So basically coming from the bottom up. Okay, makes sense. And I love that option to change, but I have emotionally connected to the past features. So that's kind of like a muscle memory for you, Sean. It sounds like it. So that's just like how it used to be. Let's keep it this way. Fair enough.
I don't like change. I identify with that.
Oh my God. So once again, on portrait mode, there was a question if that's going to be available in vertical. If you are streaming in portrait mode only, currently this customization for the chat is not available for the studio, but we are going to add it very soon. Thank you, Grant, for taking that one. Let's say there are 3 people on screen, 2 on top and 1 in the bottom. Is there a way to make the chat look like a forced square so each of the screen is in equal size? Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
So it should be said that Anya and I haven't been playing with this for terribly long. This is a pretty new feature. So we haven't explored absolutely everything. You're seeing it a little bit live. You know what I mean? All
right. So we're doing this. We are
processing image. Oh, it's you.
Yeah. So, we don't have a fourth person here just yet. So I have to get a little creative here. So because we don't have a layout that basically, so this is probably the closest to what you are trying to achieve that you can get to, if that makes sense. So basically, yeah, you will still have the third person in the middle, and then the chat will be a box either here or here. I don't know, Charles, if you have an idea to like make it different, go for it. But I was thinking,
I mean, it'll get ugly before it gets better. But I was wondering if you made it, could you make all of us into circles and then make the chat? I haven't. How much can you play?
We can.
With?
Yeah,
can
we
you,
can.
Like, if you make the chat really wide, and then lower, and then can we make us?
Yeah, I made a circle.
Like, yeah. So, but you're covered then.
But then we can resize that. Look, we can, and actually, welcome to a creative process, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
So something like this might be interesting. And again, the shapes are, adjustable.
I'm going to jot this down. I think it's actually to make it act purely like a source is a nice idea.
Yeah. See? So now we can actually get me, like that. So that's one way to do it. So it's not like exactly equally 4-way. Another thing you can do, and I might need some help from somebody to just drop a black square.
Dude, it's so funny. Hang on. I think I've got.
Let's do it.
I've got this. I'll drop it in. This might
Ta-da.
work. Now, if we were to do.
We're just gonna do this.
There you go.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Maybe we should. All right.
We'll swap it.
I've got an idea. I'm gonna move the logo over to that side. There we go.
Yeah. And we can also swap it to basically swap you with the black square and put it down here.
All right.
Sorry, Charles.
And I move Restream back over.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean,
so I
I
think we're relatively quickly, considering that we were not prepared for this question, accomplished exactly.
How about like this look?
Including my double, right? So here you go. So you can actually, you can have it as boxes like this, but I personally prefer this look without radius, because then see like it all like tacked in together.
Yeah.
And then your chat is here. How about that, Rick? Does that answer your question? Right, let's get rid of all this.
This is often how we do things. This is how we set things up. We'll sit and we'll play with it. Oh, look, that's great. Look at that.
Oops. Yeah, I was removing, but you can bring it back. But for that, you don't need the square, right? Like for that, you'll be just fine with this kind of version when you have it on the side.
It was just fun to have it in the middle. I know.
You can.
I got excited.
Yeah, you can. You still can. Here we go. That's where it stays. I'm going to look at some chats because I was obviously controlling this and I want to see
I haven't looked at the chat
what folks are saying. One comment is, that works. I'm so happy. Like, thanks for a great idea and for inviting us to explore.
Rick loves it.
Yeah, absolutely. He says that works. And Fish Family says, did you remember to hit like and subscribe? We reminded in the beginning. We'll remind you again. But thank you for being our evangelist and advocate and champion in the middle of the stream. Love it. Where to place the chat if I have 3 people on stream?
Isn't that what we just...
It really depends on your layout, right? Like, because if you have something along these lines, let's bring my double, my fake Anya person one more time. So it depends on your layout. If you're doing something like this, for example, that might work. Like you have 2 people and then you have another presenter. And the cool thing here is that you can actually swap who is being showcased. And then you can have this little chat on the side. You can also go with this. In that case, I would recommend definitely making it a little smaller and definitely work with opacity, because my red shirt is not a good match.
It might work on me.
Readability, but it might work on you. Let's see. Let's kill your opacity.
Yeah.
Your shirt, Charles, equals 100%. Background, 0% opacity. So that's, wow. No, this is 14%. This is 0% opacity. And this is if you don't own a black shirt like Charles somehow, for some reason. So yeah, those would be some cool options. And again, like I personally...
But actually, so if you look at the image of you could actually design something if you wanted. So instead of that image of you could design something you like over there and then just set up that scene and then you click to it and it'll be
But that's for 3 people. So basically my double will be another guest, right? So in that case, we are looking at either more opacity and kind of like central or side positioning, or avoiding that kind of layout altogether and basically doing something along the lines of what we played with earlier. This is an interesting one, but remember circles kind of worked. That could be an interesting one for 3. Let me know what you think, actually, because and of course there are also squares. And the reason why my image is different because the resolution is originally different. If it's a real person, all the squares or circles will be exactly the same. So you will not see that difference in terms of the resolution between the guests. So they will all look identical. And of course that little stunt that we showed earlier when you can have a black square and just have a fully equal 4-way. I love it. Let's go back. Let's get rid of my... Cool. I love that we're doing this live, honestly. This is...
me too.
Whoopsie.
Why don't we play with some of the...
Some of the themes.
The themes.
Please do. Absolutely. I would love that.
I think these themes they're not going to be for everyone. Like this looks lovely, and I think shall I change some over?
Yeah,
so
take it. Like I'm not touching it anymore because, dang.
Yeah, so that's your fortnight. Oh, so this is I'm not actually clicking on them. I'm just hovering over, and it's sort of giving me a preview of what they'll look like. So that should be noticed. So
that's a lot of like putting on it. I'm just gonna make it a little bigger so people can see more.
Oh, nice.
Comments.
So they're all on the theme. What is LOL boxed? There you go. And then there's the compact version. I like this little animations. That's fun.
I don't think it's changing right now. I don't know if do you see the change because I don't see it.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. You're not seeing it. Great. That's good to know. So I'm seeing that change, but I'm not selecting it. So I actually have to select it for you to see that change.
Yes.
Got
yes.
it.
Okay. Here we go. Now this is wild. So now we're playing.
Because I'm in the studio, as I hover over these options, I'm seeing them change to me, but I'm only hovering. So that's nice. It's letting me know what it will look like.
What to expect. Yes, because if this just pops up, I'll be
like,
whoa.
Well, I was a little surprised. I don't know if you caught that. I was like, oh, they're changing. Okay, it's good. Yeah. So there are the boxed versions of these, like so, and then there are the compact versions, which is so there's the box. I love that animation. I'd like to see what a new comment looks like when one comes in. See that animation. Someone say something. There you go. Oh, look at that. There you go.
Yeah.
Charles is late. There you go. Did you see that?
Charles is late.
There's a comment I'm reading. So look, the Minecraft ones. These are fun. Say, Charles Laloma. I'm sorry you're late. It's okay. It's all right. From one Charles to another. It's all right to be late as long as you're here. That's what's important. Yeah, I quite like the 8-bit one. I like this one.
Yeah.
And then of course you could do so. There's the boxed versions, and then there's the compact version. But here you go.
I really like this one. What's the name of this one?
This is comic.
Comic. Yes, I think this could work for so many streams that are kind of like pop culture entertainment relevant because it's just so cool. And if you have a busier chat, imagine if it's actually moving.
I'm going to take the background down. Look. That looks great.
Nice. So yeah, that's full opacity. Like that's no opacity, basically 100% transparent. I love that.
I just changed the padding slightly to make it. There you go.
I love it. And imagine if you just have one comment, you can pretend I'm going to do it with you. I'm going to pick the most. If you just comment, like wow, yeah, I'm just going to like resize it, and I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a little.
Can you make it so small that you only have one comment?
So now you're saying wow.
Thumbnail.
Like, yeah. It says new comment. Wow, coolness. I wish I could just like, I cannot make it smaller.
How old are you?
Yeah, how old are you? Yeah. This is that kind of stream, guys. This ain't that kind of show
Oh,
when
this is
like,
so fun. Come on. I love this.
yeah, yeah. No, it's great. I love it. Okay.
Oh, I missed the lol.
Lol. Let me change it for you because now we have coolness and lol. Okay, ready? They're changing. Okay, ready? Do
You're
it.
going to make me say something really ridiculous.
Yeah. My God.
Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous.
Our CEO Alex Kuda is hopefully watching this stream and having a great time. But this is great. I mean, I think I love it. Like, let us know what else you want to do, or you want us to do. Use our hands and your ideas and your imagination. So we'll play with it more. I would show a few more scenes. Themes, if you don't mind, because this is super cool. But so this is very classic and slightly after what we've just done, slightly boring. Like now I don't like this anymore.
But then there's the classic,
the OG.
rounded,
Yeah,
the OG.
this is the OG. This is how it used to look, but also kind of oversized and.
But if you're gaming, or if you're in a well-known places of stream that they'll be familiar to your. I think the idea is that they're familiar to those people that are watching. They're going to not feel out of place. I think you and I having Overwatch boxes is not not necessarily appropriate. But again, just like I was saying about green screen, do you like it? Yeah, sure. If it's appropriate, and I feel the same about these. If it's appropriate, then it works.
I would love to hear in the chat what kind of themes, whether gaming or maybe like some specific fonts, if you're in design world or in marketing world and you know specific names of fonts that you would like to see there first and foremost. Definitely feel free to drop it in the chat or reach out to us through our support or ideas at Restream. I'm gonna play it real quick right here. So ideas at Restream is where you can submit your feature requests. So if you have an idea of what kind of theme or font or kind of like combination of the two you would like to see in our new chat overlay, let us know right there. We will be expanding this library as we speak. This is really cool. I like this little like robotic kind of like monochrome.
Minecraft.
It's really nice.
I think out the gate, they've kind of knocked it out of the park with this feature. When I started playing with this, I was like, I can't believe there are options and there are things in here that hadn't even occurred to me. I think that devs have done a really great job.
Yeah, guys, thank you. How many fonts do we have there? Do you know how many themes?
Oh, well, so some of them are there's the
trivia
boxed
question.
Version and the compact version.
Right. It's very, very cool. Yeah, I cannot even count them. There's a lot of them. So
the fonts are specific to the theme. So at the moment, it's not a case of changing each font.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is that a question in the chat? We should probably highlight it. That's the question. Okay, different Charles says.
Well, this is the Charles that was late. I don't know if we should really talk to him. He was late. No, yes, it is a great update, Charles.
It is a great update. And is there fonts available to use? So that's the question you were answering. Yes, so right now it's just presets and themes. But I do believe that eventually that might be something that we could bring to as an option to customize that completely and basically upload your own font into the chat overlay. Most likely it will come with other custom features as part of our paid offering. But then, if you have something like, if you're New York Times, for example, right, and you have your very recognizable and well-known New York Times font, this could be a great opportunity to do that.
Right. Really to install your own branding and personalization onto these things. Yeah.
So here we go. We're already getting some like Zen dots, Macroma. Yeah, absolutely. Let us know which ones are going to work. Pause. We need that. Pause. And yeah, really, really good stuff.
That's cute. I like that.
I like that too. We have other updates as well. So
what? We got to move on. We're having so much fun.
If you guys have any questions, about Studio in general, let us know in the comments. I promise we will bring the chat back overlay, but I do have 2 more things that we need to share and announce as cool Studio updates that unfortunately will collide too much with chat overlay, but are also super exciting and something that our creators have been asking for a long time. So let's go ahead and get started with our new robust screen sharing. You might remember that in the past, you were able to only share one screen at a time per scene. If you happen to have a guest or co-producer like Charles, then each of you could share their own screen, making it 2 screens with 2 people or 2 co-producers or 2 guests. Well, that's in the past. Now you, as a solo creator or a solo live stream host, could stream up to 3 screen shares at the same time. So this is a quick little demo that we made for you, and it's basically showing you how you. This is a demo from our lead designer Dmitry. He's basically showing how he could show different apps and different tabs at the same time. So it's one screen, one creator, and he's adding multiple different windows, tabs, or potentially entire screens if that's one of the things you want to share on the same scene from one computer and one creator. This is completely new. It was not possible before. So we're really hoping that you'll enjoy it. A lot of people ask for that. This is especially useful when you are sharing either multi-step processes. For example, if you're doing different things, for example, you're designing and you want to show your Figma, your inspiration tab from Unsplash, for example, and maybe a social post that you're working on in some kind of social media platform, right? It's also great for comparing things. If you're doing something like live trading, or maybe you're talking about marketing, you can compare multiple different charts or multiple different presentation slides by sharing those different tabs and windows. I would say beware that sharing multiple screens at the same time will take a little bit of extra energy and power from your computer. So the more screen shares you put, the more load it is on your system. So make sure you share only what you need to share. There's another nuance there. As you can see here, we're showing how you select the screen, right? And then you basically choose share, and then it appears on your screen in your video. If you're done sharing it, and if you simply kind of like toggle off the source, the screen share will continue. So it will continue eating up your resources from your computer. And if you really want to, if you're done with that screen on stage, you should probably click stop sharing. There is a button that says stop sharing all. So if you're completely done and you just want to nuke them all out of the screen, you can do that in one click. Or if you need to kind of like rotate and change them, that's also an option. Just remember that when you are toggling it off, it doesn't necessarily stop sharing. It just stops showing. That's one little nuance that I wanted to bring up. Another thing to keep in mind, in my opinion, when there's a lot of screen shares going on, it's kind of hard to follow. Like even with this very interesting and very real use case of showing how to create music using music apps, it's kind of a lot to look at, right? Like it's difficult for people to follow multiple moving objects in multiple different screens. So think from the viewer perspective. And maybe sometimes 2 screens is more than enough. Maybe you don't need all 3, but you do have that option if you need it. And do you want to add anything to this one, Charles, before we go to the...
Yeah, so I was using this yesterday, and what I was doing something that I thought was quite interesting. I was making some graphics in After Effects, and I was using those graphics using dynamic linking in my Premiere Pro. And so what I could do is I could change something in After Effects and you'd see it updating live in Premiere Pro on both screens. It was just an interesting use case. And then, of course, I could also open maybe Audition and show that. Or I could be, doing some grading, and it could be that I could share a screen and then I could share what I'm doing. So you're seeing the grade change, colorizing, color effects is color affecting your pictures in, say, Premiere or DaVinci. And then you could show your output window. And it was so you'd see the live, what's actually happening. And something that I also wanted to say is these will be recorded in your live and your local recordings. So when you're sharing, you're going to start recording. So there's 2 things about that. One, fabulous. It's going to record them for you so you can then do any post-production you might need to do, correcting or whatever. And when you download the XML file, will place them correctly on your timeline. But to your point, they'll be recorded for the entire time that they are in your studio, and whether they're live or not. So that's going to mean, a bigger file to download if that's a factor for you.
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
Those
I
were
love
my,
it.
Those were my notes that I was just jotting as you were speaking.
I would love to hear in the comments if you were one of the people who requested this feature, or if you see yourself using it. Can you share your use case in the comment? Like, how would you use multiple screen shares, and what kind of things do you typically show, and why it is important for you, as not just with your guest, but as a host, to share multiple tabs and windows? Like, what would be the application in your specific type of content, whether you're recording or going live, doing it regularly, or it's like a one-time thing. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. There is another interesting update about screen sharing, and that is about zooming and scrolling. So this one is super exciting because for the longest time, I used to really hate the fact that when I share my screen and then I need to scroll down that screen, I have to leave Studio, go to that tab, scroll, and I completely lose touch with my audience. I do not see the comments anymore. I don't even see myself anymore, because I'm looking at this separate tab, and I have to like scroll down to a place that I want to discuss, and then come back to Studio and see if I even scrolled right. I mean, most of the time the preview would be pretty accurate, but sometimes not 100%. And if I didn't scroll quite the way I wanted, or it's not quite centered, I have to go back to that tab. And basically, this whole back and forth was extremely annoying to me. I felt that pain every time I needed to share my screen. So now that is also something that we are removing and taking off your plate. With this new update, you can actually allow screen sharing preview directly in Studio, which means, just like here, like Romet is showing, you basically allow this once, and then right in your Studio preview, just like in this, at this moment where we're showing this, as Charles, like we could scroll on that tab, and on top of that, you can also zoom. So it's not necessarily that little pinch zoom if you're using Mac, but it's like a little percentage point. So you can, without leaving your Studio preview, highlight, emphasize, zoom, and scroll within the page, which I think is pretty powerful and super exciting.
Absolutely. It really is. Can I point out something here? Romet clearly didn't want to have his camera on whilst he was doing this screen record. So he's left it off, and you can see, I just think it looks great with that little icon, the little avatar icon. So you know it's him, you know it's live. Yeah. But if he's, it might be that in that moment he's focused on something. He's like, he doesn't want to see himself staring at a screen or whatever. Yeah. It doesn't look as good for him. I think that's a great use case for those avatars. But
for audio avatars, yes. If you actually are sharing something that's super important on the screen and that should take all of the attention, that's actually a good idea to use audio avatars. There was a question about audio from the shared windows, which I think we should definitely take. Let me find that question, and then we will play, Charles. I promise. I know you can't wait to play. So with your
there you go. I got it.
Tabs. Okay, here we go. With multiple screen shares, does it also share multiple audios? So every time, if you're using Google Chrome, which we recommend, when you share your Chrome tab, there is a little toggle that asks you, would you like to share the audio of that tab? If you toggle that little toggle on and basically say, yes, please play the audio from this tab, you will be able to share it. However, keep in mind that 3 different audios talking over each other is not the best experience for your viewers, and it's probably a pretty daunting experience for you to manage all that. So choose wisely which audios you would like to share. But yes, screen share, even multiple screen share, does have an ability to engage audio from those tabs.
I didn't know that. That's not something I had considered, actually. But it might be that you get some websites that have really nice little incidental sounds and things. So it might be quite a nice, quite nice to have the sound that follows a website. I think the thing that I have found most useful, is you can have. I have 3 tabs open on my Chrome browser right now. I've got the Restream Studio that I'm looking at right now. I have 2 other tabs ready for me to share. I know that they're set up. I don't need to go and switch them. I can now bring them live. And should we? Did you want to do the?
Yes, go ahead. Let's go ahead and move to your screen share. There were a few more questions there. I don't think we need this guy here.
Oh,
here we go. Perfect.
So there's one. Shall I bring a second one up?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I'm going to press the screen share button again, or I believe is it H to add a new screen share, I think. So let's add one more. I'm going to turn the audio off on that. And should pop up. There we go.
Here we go. And we're just going to make it slightly nicer with this cover.
There, look at that.
There we go. Now it looks like I'll swap your spots with Ferrari.
So you can actually see who's controlling those windows. It's got my name on, so it shows that I have them. So if there's ever any confusion,
which you can hide if you want to, or you can keep depending on what you want. Charles, do you want to show something? Maybe you can find like a YouTube video, one of our tutorials, and you can share that tab and actually enable audio, so you can show how. Yeah.
Okay.
We should be able to do it. And while you're doing that, I will also show a little screenshot of an image that shows you how you can remove all the screen shares at the same time. And maybe Becca, our co-producer, could help us out and drop that image in here with basically when you're sharing multiple screens, and then there is like a little command that you could do saying, hey, stop sharing all of those screens and let's move on to something else. Let's see. Charles
in up to 4K resolution. That means no frame drops and no glitches.
Can you hear that? I can hear it.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, at the moment that is zoomed in. It's like,
Then
I might
over to the recording menu.
Here we go.
Live streams and studio sessions.
I think it might. So it's showing the whole
but for maximum
screen.
Quality,
So how about if I go and maximize that? There we go.
Yeah.
That's
now
better.
Record or stream to your channels as usual.
Now that's meta.
Yeah. So you can hear. So now what's happening is we are sharing 3 screens. One of them is video and audio. So it's a little messy, but you can do that.
Have access to them.
You can.
Local recordings only capture
We just give the tools. It's up to you. Can I get rid of it? I'm finding that really distracting.
Yeah. It's very distracting. Let's just. But
a quick check shows whose files have uploaded and which are still in progress.
All right. Let's kill it.
No more chasing guests.
Are you okay? I thought you were going to.
Yeah. Just let's remove it. Awesome. Perfect. Charles, can you click on your share screen and take a little screenshot of the option where you can remove all screen shares at the same time?
Oh yeah.
And let's drop it in as an image. Here we go.
Hang on, I'm just doing it. I've got to find it on my desktop now. This is going to be a bit low res, I'm afraid, but it's coming.
That's okay. It's okay. There was a question there about this, and I just want to make sure we highlight it. Here we go. So yeah, this is basically how it's going to look. When you're sharing multiple screens, you will see an option to add another one if you're not at your capacity yet, so meaning you're only sharing 2. And you can also hit stop sharing all, which means just stop it. I hope that helps. All right, let's get rid of this one. For some reason, I can't seem to control them. I think we're slowed down a little bit because, like I said, when you're sharing multiple different screens and also dropping a bunch of sources and you have 2 people talking, we are getting a little bit of a...
We haven't shown the scrolling.
Yeah, let's show the scrolling.
Okay, can I show that? So, okay, if you look at that, for me it's bottom right, the Ferrari screen. I am now still in the studio. I'm not moving anywhere else, and I can literally hover over and scroll down. And I can scroll back up again. So this is quite a new design of Ferrari that we were discussing internally. So I can, and now let's say, I want to look at that detail a little bit. I can zoom in. I can zoom in a bit more. So there we go. Now we can look at those buttons a bit closer. Cruise control. So I can read that quite clearly. You guys, I'm assuming you can read that too?
Yeah, it actually, the resolution quality is very good. I'm looking at it right now and I'm just amazed. Yeah, at least in my preview, let us know how it appears on the end stream, but it does look pretty crisp. Also, if you drive a Ferrari, drop a comment. I'd like to follow you.
Which one of your collection is your favorite?
Right.
So, I mean, that's now if you look at the this other website I have top left, you can't read that at all. So let's zoom in. There we go.
Here we go. Yeah, that is our help center, I think.
That's not. This is actually OpenAI.
It's an OpenAI help center. We should use our help center. It's a nice help center as well.
I liked the images on this. I thought they were nice, bold images. I didn't want to be too cluttered. But there you go.
Nice.
I might hide that one. Just get rid of that. There we go. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Let's, this is good too. This is a nice little layout. But yeah, we can get rid of all of them because this does slow down a little bit, like my ability to change scenes. Because with those multiple screen shares is definitely taking a little bit of.
You're noticing a little hit on the timing. I think it's also you and I are in geographically we are in different areas, so there could be some server things happening. But it works. I mean, it works really well. We're trying to sort of push the system live. It's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
totally.
I mean, honestly, it was working perfectly for me. I had no
issues.
Good.
Do you still have ability to highlight some comments? Because I might need to restart myself because.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Look at this one.
Let's take a few comments.
There you go.
Love Restream. That's a good one.
Yes.
Nice.
Absolutely. What's this one? That would be cool to give commentary on videos as it plays. Exactly. This is what you might know as sportscasting. An old boss of mine used to call that sportscasting and giving commentary on things. And that's particularly useful if you are like creating a podcast where not everyone is going to be watching. So it's really important to, if you're playing a video to describe what's happening. As I think we were to a certain degree describing what was happening on those previous screens, but maybe I could have done a better job. Hey, I'm normally behind the scenes, so this is fairly new for me. Shall I highlight some more comments or questions?
Absolutely. And we can actually go back to our chat overlay because I know
that's a good idea.
know people really enjoyed that, so we might as well go ahead and get it on. Let's see what it does. Woo.
Oh.
Interesting. I'll play with it. We can highlight a few things.
I'm just looking through.
Okay.
So you know what? I'm not great at reading the comments whilst trying to look like I'm a live streamer. So I'll go through some of these pinned comments. The great thing about pinned comments is, of course, that our co-producer can actually highlight things that they think are great,
that are already ready to go. I was actually in the pinned comment section, and I'm just going to take a few from there. Rick is saying this is awesome, so many possibilities. There is a question here. Can you do like a heart sign and convert into flying hearts appear on screen? You mean this thing?
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. This is a Mac reaction, so unfortunately this is not part of our chat overlay, but it does work well with some of the comments, so I think this is cool.
I mean, what's interesting is, on the subject of the app reactions is that you can in fact still use the filters that Mac provides. Like I can change my lighting, I can turn on an edge light, but I don't think you'll see the difference in that, and the portrait mode, so I can make my background all blurry, but I've already done that with in camera.
So I'm going to change it to comic because I'm just...
Oh, you like that one?
Really liking it, yeah. Love that one. Let's see what else we have in our pinned chats ready to be answered. I would like to use two screens because I get notifications while it's live streaming my timeline, and it would be great to share them more easily instead of switching between tabs. Yeah, so that's basically a little bit of a workaround for doing any kind of browser source feature, which is coming to Restream Studio eventually. But yes, right now, if you're looking for some notifications or some website where something is happening that your audience is doing, you can simply share that screen, and that's going to be a little bit of a workaround for browser source because you're basically sharing that browser tab. And yes, now you don't have to jump between those tabs. So that's pretty handy. Love it. Circuits FM. I use a cassette tape deck as a video prop in my 24/7 stream. I could see testing the same video prop as a second screen in my radio show. I love that. Yeah. So basically having a cool background or countdown video as like a parallel prop. Yeah, that's interesting. I like that use case.
So would that be, am I understanding correctly that you would share that as a screen? Because you could also add that as an extra camera.
Yes, you could do that. Or you could add it as a video that you could upload to our video storage and basically play it, because you can always play a video and talk over it, even if it has some sound or music. That's also another opportunity. It kind of depends on how long is that video.
So sorry. Maybe is this a 24/7 stream that's running? Then you would bring that in as a screen.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Like as a screen share and just have that there as in your stream. Yeah.
Really, really cool. I think I'm going to go back to like normal look.
Just like playing with it, don't you?
I mean, it's just so exciting. It just never stops. And yeah, loving it. All right, we're going to take a few more questions. So if you have anything else that you would like to know about Studio, we are going to basically focus on your Q&A for the remaining 5-10 minutes that we have left for you. So if you have questions about chat overlay, about screen sharing, or scrolling and zooming directly in Studio Preview, or anything else that we recently added or announced in Studio, or just anything in Studio historically in the years of its existence, now is the time to ask
I'll take
questions.
a stab at anything. Ask me a question. I'll give it a go.
ask us anything, literally. Honestly, I'll go further and say, if you have a question for Charles or for me that is not related to Studio, let's bring it on, because we have just a few more minutes and we want to make sure that
I might suddenly run out of time.
Yeah, depending on your question, we might very suddenly run out of time.
That's a nice comment here, look. Oh, there we go.
I love that you're doing live streams weekly. It helps me see what's possible with Restream. I love that comment. Is that the comment that you wanted, or was it a different
one? That's the one that I saw that and I was like, oh, that's nice.
Great minds.
Is that what you were bringing up too?
Yeah, that's the same one that I wanted. It was so
how funny.
So cool. This is lovely. I also see there was another comment about screen sharing, I think from Charles. The two screens is nice, especially if you have one as a photo and the other one as video. That's actually another really good use case. I like that, because imagine we're announcing a feature, right? Like this one. So this is very dynamic and it's very interesting to show it in real time. But some features, you kind of need to pre-record a demo of it for it to make sense and to look good. But you can also have like a little photo that says announcing chat overlay, right? And then you have a demo video that shows how it works. I personally would recommend doing that by dropping an image into Restream Studio and then playing the video as something that you added earlier in your video storage, because the quality of your video when it's already on our service is going to be slightly better than if it is shared. Like Charles earlier demonstrated how he would share a YouTube video with audio. Like the quality is not as excellent as if you uploaded it to Restream, but that is a workaround. That is an option if you did not have a chance to upload it. Or if that's something that's not yours, right? Sometimes you might want to share a video that you don't necessarily have as an upload. So for all of those situations and examples, I think that's a good use case. I like it.
I mean, you can share a video that you have stored locally. So if you've just got something you haven't had time to upload it anywhere, you can just play it in live as a source. It takes a bit of bandwidth. It might, you might see that your bandwidth takes a little hit, but it does work. And I have done that frequently. And I think it's sort of. I want to say something about this chat. Have you noticed how different the energy is in our stream today? Whilst we have this live chat, we're reacting to it live. Like, it's a really interesting. Like, it sort of changes the dynamic and the vibe. It's very interactive, and you and I are definitely, I think, more lively. But I love that the way that you've used the screen shares and the chat to structure this stream. There is a structure and a flow to how we're working today, and I think that. These tools are things that can help with that.
The structure of the stream comes from scenes. If you're not familiar with scenes yet, you definitely should check out a few videos on that, or ask us questions about this. Maybe let us know in the comments if you want a dedicated stream or a dedicated conversation or some kind of content that explains scenes, how they work, what they do, and some examples of how you can build up your stream with them. I would say, to me personally, I think of scenes as slides of a presentation, right? So if you are about to go and present your plan or some announcement, you will probably create slides in advance. And then once you are talking through them, you basically switch the slides that illustrate your points. Those slides could contain text, images, videos, charts, graphics, whatever you want to show, right? So the scenes work in the same way. We basically have a scene that says, this is our countdown. This is where we welcome our audience. This is where we remind them to subscribe to our channels. This is when we start taking questions. And these are the demo slides when we show exactly what we built and how it works. So those are, in my case, in my personal opinion, are super helpful because that is the best way for you to structure your stream, to practice it before you go live, and then just kind of not get lost within content because sometimes things get hectic. And I love using scenes for that purpose. But I also love your point, Charles, about how this stream is very dynamic and very different because, and you mentioned that in your demo video that we will be posting and sharing on YouTube soon, that when chat is active, when people are chatting and commenting, and when they see themselves on the screen, like you guys should be seeing yourself right now, there is more inspiration to continue chatting. And what that does to algorithms of any live social platforms that you are streaming to, it does help your stream to pop up to more audiences, whether it's your subscribers or completely brand new people. When the YouTube chat is running and it's very dynamic, it signals to YouTube that this is an engaged audience, this is an interesting stream. People are participating, and therefore it's worth being popped up and promoted within the platform. It's exactly the same way on LinkedIn. It's exactly the same way on X and on pretty much any social platform you can think of. Active chat means you get extra exposure. So by encouraging your chatters, your viewers, your audience to participate in the conversation, you are actually not only engaging them and making this more interesting and alive, you're actually helping the platforms to promote and push your stream up in the feeds of others. So this is a truly growth hacking technique in a way, if you are relatively new and your audience is not giant. And at the same time, it is very intimate and connected with the audience that chose to show up. Like you guys, we're so grateful that you decided to spend this time with us today. So that's kind of like doing two things at the same time. And you might have seen that some streamers and creators on LinkedIn or YouTube actually have their modes chatting and commenting and dropping links in the chat as they start, because that helps to kind of like get that conversation going. So in our view, having chat overlay like this one is yet another way to encourage and inspire people to comment. So hopefully that is going to work out for you. Let us know in the comments if you, once you try it, if you can compare the number of chatters that you get before and after you do the overlay. I am definitely going to report on that on my social channels because I want to compare this stream with the previous one and see how we did in terms of comments. Cool. And I think you're muted, Charles, just so you know.
Sorry. Yes. So I don't know if I'm a little hoarse today. So I cough. And so I mute myself when I cough. And I forgot to press the M button to unmute me.
The M button.
One of the things you were saying, you were sort of, you were talking about scenes and how they help you guide you through. It was something I love about scenes is that they do work like a presentation, but the notes follow them. I just think that's so useful that with each scene, you can have your notes up and you just know exactly what you're meant to be saying at that point. It helps just remind you and to prompt you and stop those moments. I think it's so very useful.
Moments allowed. We are going to take a few more questions because you guys obviously went on fire after we invited you to ask us anything about anything in studio or not. We are going to highlight some questions. So if you still have a few more questions for us, we are going to go a little over time. Personal questions, welcome, anything. Let's go ahead and, because I really want to show the difference between the chat overlay stream in terms of engagement and chatters. So how about this? Obviously within the realm of normal, both Charles and I can take one personal question, like just about our lives. So drop it in. We can choose not to answer it if it's too much.
I know, it's fine. It's fine.
But if you have a question for specifically Anya, specifically for Charles, bring it on, and we will still show it here on the stream. We might not answer it, but we'll see.
So, can I just say, like Rastaman is saying, like he's having some trouble with X and says that he thinks it's fixed now. Mm-hmm. If you have any problems, do contact our live 24-hour human customer support. They are phenomenal. They are the reason that I am sitting here today working with the lovely Anya. Is that the customer support when I was doing this with with another company, the customer support was phenomenal. So really, do reach out. They will help you out for all users, and I mean all users. They will help you out. They're so great. I can't talk them up enough.
He is saying regardless of your plan.
Right, exactly.
No matter if you're a paid user or you are a free creator, we love you all.
That is what I'm saying.
And 24/7 chat with our support streaming engineers is available to you because we care and it matters. And it doesn't matter how big is your check or your investment in Restream. We want you to succeed and we want you to have the best experience with us. So definitely any moment. Love this question. How do you handle all pinned comments when you start lives? So we do have a co-producer. Today it's lovely Becca. She's helping us to start the comments that we definitely want to highlight and take on stream. How we had, it's actually a really cool question about our process. I think we should share it. Some people prefer the producer to serve the questions to you. I used to be that person for the longest time. And when Charles would co-produce with me, when I'm co-hosting with somebody else, I would be like, hey, just highlight comments for me, serve them to me, and I'll be reading them as they come in. Because that allows me to not worry about going and looking at the chat tab, and I can just read whatever is on the screen. I did change my mind about this recently because now I actually like to see everything that's starred and pinned and choose the comments based on context. I think it helps me a little bit to see if the comment is more kind of in line with the flow of our conversation, or if the question is about something we're about to share later. In that case, I can kind of know that it's already pinned, it's there, I'm not going to lose it, but I will come back to it later. So we changed our process from, hey, co-producer, serve the pinned comments to me, to, hey, just pin and we'll figure out what we want first.
I think you and I would have sort of quickly built a sort of rapport where we became in tune and in sync, and I would try to group comments and questions so that you could handle a subject rather than individual comments, and therefore you can actually address more comments in one go. I love pinning because so what I will do is if I get a lot of love at the beginning of a stream, and hi, thanks, love this, I will pin those, and then at some point we can just bring them all up as a nice flood of love. And I think I prefer to have questions served purely because I'm not as good at multitasking. You have an incredible ability to read and talk and think. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. So, I like to. You might notice I'll glaze over because I'm trying to read something. So, I prefer them to be served. So, what's nice is that this is a tool that allows for these options. It allows for all personalities. It allows for all abilities, actually.
Yeah, I like to glaze over too. I do it all the time. See, because sometimes I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna screenshot this and send it to product team because But yeah, this is really good. Love the question from Not Phil Sledge. Great work, team. Just wondering if social media alerts pop-ups are coming to Studio. Yes, we are definitely working on it. It's a very common request. Takes a little bit of time, but we would love to bring it to you.
Well, you'll notice that when a product is released, it's released working well. While our dev team could probably release things far quicker, they make sure that they actually are solid and they are useful and they have really good options. They iterate and continue to iterate on these things, both design-wise and functionally. Anyway. Yeah,
it's really, really awesome. Here is another question from Charles. You are correct. I dropped the video to Restream so it will come out better in terms of quality. Yeah, so basically when you upload it to our storage, now that we have a strong PC and great internet, we can do both. Love that. I'm so happy for you. Love it for you. Better PC is always better. I'm glad that you brought up the meta experience of how alive the conversations are with live. And I didn't think about it, but it makes it better. Yeah, it's actually when you have something like your chat overlay showing on your screen, it definitely makes life more alive, if that makes any sense. Because that's the point of live streaming, right? You want to have a polished, edited video. You should polish, edit, and upload it on YouTube or any other social platform where you have audience. But if you want a more raw but more authentic interactive experience, then live streaming and live chatting is probably in the heart of it. It's the core.
I think you get a lot more. You get sort of the very natural personality, like the way that I am right now. Arms waving and over enthusiastic. And then in my videos, I'm like, here's how you do a thing, and it's great.
You know what's really funny? I was thinking about, obviously everyone have seen Anthropic ads, right? Like the Super Bowl ads about AI being like, perfect. And when you ask a question and it takes a second, it's like, perfect. Let me customize this for you. And I feel like maybe it's because of my experience with live video, because I have so much experience of just being real, being authentic, being real time, being reactive, being not prepared and never scripted, that now a lot of videos that I see on YouTube, including, sorry, some of your guides that are edited, because of that contrast with this real, authentic, just like people talk, in the break room type conversations. Even something very like normal that would, for normal people who just watch YouTube videos, not live streams, would look completely natural and real. To me, I get this, and again, because Anthropic really did this wonderful creative work highlighting this unnatural reactions of robots, right? That we're communicating with. Like sometimes I do see YouTube videos and they sound to me like perfect. Let me show you how this works.
If you want, I'll slip into my Cockney roots. Like, all right, mate, you want to go live? Easy, mate. Jump in. So I'll treat it like the back of my cab.
Exactly, the back of your cab. I love that. Great question here about slowing down the chat if it becomes very active. Great question. There is no way to do it right now, but this is and should be, if it's not, a feature request on ideas.restream.io. So please bring it on, because I 100% agree. Right now, our chat is actually kind of perfect, right? In terms of like it's moving, but it's not too crazy. If you have massive audience and your chatters are just going for it, I can see how it can run too fast, and that will kind of defeat the point of overlay. I've seen that a lot on gaming chats. So maybe controlling the speed of your chat while sacrificing the real timeness of that a little bit, because if you're slowing it down, let's face it, it's not going to be real time anymore. But I do see the value in that if you have a very busy chat, so you definitely should request that in ideas.
Something that's always confused me when you're watching those streams is then that streamer will call something out. You're like, where did they see that? I can't see that. Like it's gone.
Yeah.
But it's neither on screen or it's not even. Yeah. You know how the chat comes up the side. I find that frustrating, so I can understand that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we should definitely have a way to like control the speed. How-to videos are always appreciated. That's to this guy. Thank you, Charles.
It's just as much you.
It's like a spider. It's a Spider-Man meme. Like this guy.
So those videos are just as much you. It's me that's in them, but it's as much you.
I just sometimes pick a topic and I'm like, we should talk about the edge light. Things like that. Yeah, absolutely.
And now that you've made it, can you completely change it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that does not make any sense. This is a real dynamic, guys.
No, I think, again, like, so having two people on a stream like this, we can have a rapport. When I make a video, I have a specific angle with which I'm trying to make this, and you will fix my blind spots, and that's kind of what we'll do here. If something goes wrong with one of us, the other can pick up the stream and keep it going.
You know what is really cool that we didn't show, and I see this comment, the question, can this new chat overlay be done one at a time, or we have to adjust this? So you can highlight chats just like we're doing right now, or you can have chat overlay showing everything, or you can have both, which is also what we're doing right now. However, that reminded me of another thing to potentially highlight, because we did have at some point a customization option, which might not be ready yet, but might be coming to our chat overlay later. There will be a way to hide certain comments after a certain period of time. So I definitely saw it in our plans, in our internal kind of documents, that there will be a way to say, okay, hide this chat overlay or hide this comments or each comment after 30 seconds. So that is actually a really cool question. It's kind of not necessarily what you're asking here, but that's kind of like a follow-up thought that I had from this question, that eventually we are trying to introduce a way to kind of like control how long the chat overlay altogether kind of like hangs on your screen, or specific comments. Can we make them kind of fade away in 30 seconds or in 60 seconds, depending on how much time you feel like your audience needs to read them. So right now what's happening is like some of these comments are kind of like sitting there for a long time, right? Because the chat is slowing down. So we could potentially just say, hey, once 30, 40, 50 seconds pass, just clean them up, and then only the new ones will appear, and then also time out as we decided in terms of timing. Good stuff. Great question. I do want to take the question that was a personal question for you, Charles, because we promised to take it. And that was, have you had a decent cup of tea while in the United States?
Now, yes, of course. I get myself my Yorkshire brew. I can buy that here, no problem. And it's obviously white with two. Obviously, I like my builder's tea, and I make it strong. The spoon doesn't quite stand up. It's not quite Irish strength, but I know I like my Yorkshire. I like my Yorkshire tea. I actually ran out recently, and I texted a group chat with a bunch of friends. One's in Switzerland, a couple in London, one guy in Yorkshire, and I was like, I don't want to worry anyone, but I'm out of tea. And I showed them the empty box, and all of them were, oh, we can send you some. But actually, I can get it here. So I have had a good cup of tea, and obviously my children are born and raised here in the US, and so when they have a cup of tea, they have it with milk and sugar, like I do, and it's so funny that. People
so
here
British.
are like, what? Why are you putting milk in it? But then they love boba, which is, I hate paying, $6 for $7-8 for a boba, because it's just milky tea with the tasty little balls in. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's I don't get those boba teas, and I don't get milk in my tea in general. So like
black tea without milk. What are you thinking?
I'm not drinking black tea. That's I think is
then
the
you're
beginning.
not drinking tea.
I'm drinking my green jasmine or like Japanese style stuff. Like that's I'm that kind of girl.
Fair enough.
I really like this other question also for you from a different person. Rainbow Unicorns is asking, Charles, what do you like more, to be on scenes or to be behind the scenes? Love when you are on scene. I think this is a question about the live streaming in general, because but you can also answer it in terms of editing, right?
Years ago when I was at a sixth form college in the UK, and I was in front of the camera quite a lot. And then I found post-production, and I realised I loved post-production. And then in my 20s, someone asked me to be a kids' TV presenter. And I sort of have a regret that I maybe should have done that. I should have given that a go, but I was always too nervous. Now that I've been behind the scenes for so long, I feel more comfortable in front of the screen. And honestly, if it was just me, you'd get a very different Charles. But because I'm with you, Anya, it makes it so much easier. You and I, if we ever have like a one-on-one meeting, we do like this much work and just chat for the rest of it. So, this is just an extension of that. I would say I like them both. Actually, I'm enjoying this. I don't tend to go live in this way very often, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So.
Well, that's not going away, because we have committed to weekly streams, which we now have to do, right?
Is it weekly for me? Just me? Surely not. You're going to have other guests.
Yeah, it's going to be a rotation, and obviously I will not be able to do every single week of the year, every single Wednesday, right? There will be days and times when I won't be able to do it, which means we will just use our upload and stream feature. So maybe pre-record something and push it to go live on our time when we're committed. Maybe we will do some best of episodes for some of those weeks. Maybe we will just basically hand it off to our product team or other marketers or anyone else on Restream team, or maybe our customers will do a little live case study. So there will be some kind of rotation in terms of content, but it's really good to hear that you guys want more how-to videos, that you're enjoying the streams. I've seen some amazing comments about how folks are tuning in and learning how things work. This really warms our heart, because this is why we're here. We're preparing the streams for hours and days sometimes, depending on how many new things we have to announce. And we're super excited to hear that this is helping, this is working, and all this connection is making you happy and teaching you something cool. Love it.
We haven't had a personal question from you.
From me?
Yeah, is there a personal question for you?
I don't think so. I didn't see any.
Oh, come on, guys.
I got easy. I got out of this easy because I don't have a lovely British accent, so no one wants to know how I take my tea.
I think you have a lovely accent. I don't know. I'm not as in love with my own accent as other people seem to be. Oh, and to answer the question about biscuits, cookies, neither rich tea nor hobnobs. It would be a custard cream, but I haven't seen them here, so that might be something I need to find. Anyway,
that's a good one. There was a question about chat moderation that I do want to take, because I was thinking about someone asking it, and I'm surprised it didn't come through earlier can overlay block bad words or certain things that we do not want to be shown. It's a yes and no, and I'll explain why. There is one thing that you can do on both Restream side of things and platform side of things. You can go to settings and basically block certain words or phrases that are commonly used to express certain feelings and emotions and certain objects that you might not want necessarily to see on your live stream. So you just simply type them up with as many variations as you can, because people get creative, and then you block them from even appearing ever in live chat. So if let's say you blocked a certain F word, every time I'll try to type it, the YouTube chat will just not let me send it. So that's just completely killing that opportunity at the very root and source. Then in Restream chat settings, you can also add certain words that you do not want to be shown. So that's additional layer for chat overlay, which means that folks on YouTube will still see that word that didn't come through YouTube settings of privacy and protection, but it will not appear in Restream chat because Restream chat will block it. And then, of course, people can continue getting creative, right? And if they are posting certain things that you did not block, that unfortunately, currently, chat overlay does not have a way for you to kind of erase it or wipe it off. We are working on a way to prevent or moderate, per se, chat in real time, especially since you are displaying it on screen. So that is coming in the next iteration. But as of right now, your best bets are to trust the audience and hopefully grow a community that's nice and that understands that certain things are welcome and certain things are not. Have a moderator who is going to control your chat directly on the end platforms. Include the words and expressions that you do not want to appear in your chat in your block, in your settings. Just give us a few more weeks or months to bring even more control into the overlay.
I mean, it's the nature of the beast, isn't it? That you're going to, not everything you're going to have sort of said to you in all walks of life is going to be things that you would like, and it's sort of it also brings it's what makes live, isn't it? You've got to sort of roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, part of that is that's the beauty of life, that
right.
It's real, it's raw, it is unfiltered, and you just kind of have to play with it. At Restream, we do have certain words blocked, obviously, but I honestly, in over 7 years of being with Restream and over 6 years of hosting and live streaming constantly, since before pandemic, since we launched our studio, I never had a situation when I would be like especially frustrated or offended, because our community is amazing and they are very thoughtful. And even though sometimes they do express their candid feedback and frustration with certain things that aren't working, which we can see in the chat right now, we see those comments. Some of them we don't highlight and don't respond because they might be very specific to your setup or very specific to your individual account. And sometimes for us to actually address and respond to that in not like vanilla ChatGPT way, we really...
Now, I appear to have lost you, Anya. I don't know if anyone else has lost Anya, but, well, she seems to have gone. But I think this is a very real...
Yeah.
Are you back with us? There you go. It's
yeah.
a very, not everything is going to be smooth.
Yep.
And sometimes you just have to address that, Sometimes you address it. It looks to me like maybe your internet has had an issue.
Yeah. Possible. It happens. That's also part of life, right? Sometimes you just have to reconnect. I think our studio, I did see like a second that things were dropping off. It's possible that, we have other people in the office using the same internet. So maybe it kind of overloaded a little bit. But coming back to my point that with comments that we see, sometimes we see some people not being very happy and asking us questions. We are not always able to troubleshoot live because we need to look into your account, and for privacy reasons, we cannot do it in real time. But we encourage you to reach out to our support and investigate. We are seeing all those comments. We are seeing that feedback. And when something is not working, we pay attention to this. We always screenshot those comments, and we like to come back to this and resolve it. So give us more opportunity to solve it by reaching out to support so we can investigate your particular account. And we always welcome feedback, even if it's not all bunnies and roses, right? Like, it's perfectly fine to let us know that some things are not quite working for you.
And it's really interesting. Okay, look, I think something happening right now with the internet, and I think ready for this. sort of having some sort of go wrong and what you might say or do to address things is part of your stream prep. It's part of the things that you might need to do to make sure that your stream is going to run smoothly. And candid feedback, as Anya said, is very much a part of the game. And this is very, very valuable to understand what people are thinking, how they're feeling, how they're using the product, how it works for them, how it doesn't work for them, is incredible feedback for us, and it helps us to make a product that works really well for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's welcome.
Yeah, and to wrap it up, I love that you guys are also recognizing that having chat overlay on streams increases the energy. So we're so happy to bring it to you, and hopefully this update will make your streams even more energetic. This is a wrap. We are so grateful. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And of course, if you're watching on some other channels, you can like, share, comment, attend our streams, subscribe or follow our pages, whether it's LinkedIn or X. We would love to hear your thoughts in comments to this video if you're watching a replay, because not everyone is able to make it live. And we greatly appreciate your time and your energy and your chats. I will comment to this video and probably create some content around how much more comments we got with chat overlay, because I think it's interesting content. So stay tuned for that. And other than that, Charles, anything else you'd like to add? For our final questions. Let's see. I'm not sure if I can see Charles.
Am I still with you?
Okay, we might have lost Charles, but this will still be our wrap. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Once again, I love seeing you here. And if Charles come back, we'll do a little thank you screen and dance. If not, thanks again for your questions and hanging out with me. And have yourself a lovely rest of this week. Cheers.